Good afternoon, Free Enterprise fans, or whatever time of the day it might be for you. For us, it's a nice Saturday afternoon. We've got JMac the Librarian facing off with the Bardic Panda in the Blue Moon Waning bracket. Winner will move on to face Engadave. Runner-up will unfortunately be done with the tournament. I am Commander Leonhardt. Ribbon Quest is our restreamer. Our tracker for today is Darth Flagel, and I am joined in the booth by the one and only Flossie Fern. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. It is wonderful to be here today. I'm super excited about this race. We've got two really excellent runners. I've been following JMac. She's been doing amazing. Bardic Panda's great. This race is going to be a good one, I think. And we have a Kane start, so there you go.
Beware of betrayals.
Right.
But no, in all seriousness, Kane is a solid character to start with. He doesn't have the equipment options of Cecil or Edge, but he's the only person that can use spears, and there are a lot of quality weapons for him to use. He's got good speed, which goes nice with an early Avenger, which on T Wildish isn't that unreasonable. We'll see who the other characters are and what the final party ends up being.
Yeah, I do find that you either find everything for Kane or you find nothing for Kane. So it'll be interesting to see what T Wildish has in store for the runners today.
Yeah, and amongst our objectives, the obligatory Fabul Gauntlet and Golbez, but we also have, on the milder side of things, a Mylon Z, a Dark Elf, a CPU, a Leviathan, and on the ruder side, we have a couple of Sparkles, Ogopogo, and Wyvern.
That's true, though, and I was saying it before. I always think that the bosses that talk a lot are quite annoying to find. So Dark Elf is kind of up there with the Rudies, in my opinion.
He's at his best if you actually show up in Cave Magnus without a Twin Harp, and he gets to go full on Gilbert Gottfried on you.
There's really nothing ruder than that.
JMax naming scheme. A lot of hiccups, giggles, an exceptional amount of snorts.
I've heard of the legendary snorts.
But there are 6 of them here. It could end up being an oops all snorts seed by the time we're done.
It very well could. I do see an Eddie snort up there, which seems appropriate.
I can live with it. Although none of the snorts are white mages, so that would be a rough time if that ended up being the final party.
That is very true.
Well, we should be underway momentarily. And sure enough, here we go.
Today, Kane is joined by a black mage. We've got Palom, and Sparkle's handing them the pan.
Nifty. Sparkle is a tempting return to Baron with 2 different boss objectives being Sparkles. And the pan says that we can single dip Sylph Cave once we get underground through the hook.
It's always very, very nice to have that in the back of your head.
Our runners are taking off together, and we will get to see how they choose to start things off.
It's like we have our first little divergence here. JMac is going to go to Mysidia, likely to check the characters there, and then we have a watery pass tip from Panda's side.
Yeah, you have the character in Watery Pass and some really high value loot, because other than the character, there's not much reason to come here. We have Cecil and Tella, Team Ordeals, in Mysidia, and Edge in Watery Pass.
I think I saw Panda just pick up a Zeus gauntlet too, so that should be very, very useful.
I missed that, but yeah, Zeus Gauntlet is nice gear. Plus 10 to strength, more swings and stronger hits, and also resistance to giants.
Speaking of giant resistance, I think I saw an ogre axe as well, which should make some of those trap chests later pretty easy. If they choose to do it.
Mac giant,
Yeah.
giant. It's
Yeah,
not
there
gonna
you
happen.
go.
Not gonna happen. I can dream though.
Have we seen any Mac Giants in this tournament?
I haven't seen them, but I haven't had time to catch all the races, so I can't swear that it hasn't happened. Maybe a couple hanging out in a giant gauntlet, sure, but not a full-fledged grind.
Oh, we have Rosa up on Ordeals on JMac's side there.
This is becoming a pretty powerful party. We've seen Rosa, Cecil, Edge. We started with Kane, we've got Palom. We also have the utility mage himself, Tella, and we're about to see the 7th character here in Damcien as the Bardic Panda launches the Hovercraft.
I definitely would not be complaining about my party in this seed.
No, not at all. As long as the T Wilders loot lives up to its normal reputation and outfits our characters, then we'll be fine. That arty bow isn't bad. We know we've got at least one person willing to fire a bow and arrow in this seed.
And JMac is visiting Bedward right now and receiving the hook, so pretty key over there.
Yeah. I think our runners have run enough Blue Moon seeds that they're not going to forget about Bedward, but even if that somehow happened, the Bardic Panda is going to get back there sooner or later. It's the only way underground.
Got that forced hook.
I will defer to you for the duration of this broadcast, Bossy, and I will not mangle the pronunciation of the character that we just found.
Oh, we're speaking of Rydia, yeah.
Yes, we are.
Notorious for that.
And while we're in the neighborhood, Bardic Panda is going to go ahead and check on the waterfall boss. And it's Sarah. You're not even an objective. Bah.
Not gonna do it. JMac is dismissing Kane there for the edge.
Yeah, Kane is a solid character, but definitely not top tier, and we're getting a lot of top tier melee options, so if you're not going to lean really heavy into oops all Zerkers, then Kane losing a slot does make sense. That is the interesting thing I find about this party makeup, is that depending on what your preferred party style is, you've got a lot of options. You could take Rosa and keep Kane instead of, say, Tella or Palom, and lean very heavily into your melee focus, or you can go and have a more balanced party by keeping Palom and Tella both around.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of play styles that would be very happy with this party.
Dwarf Axe in the weapon shop, but Bardic Panda not going to go for that just yet. It's the only weapon that will back row Kane, and it will also back row that Cecil, although he can just use a bow and arrow for that option as well. It's not bad to lower the agility of someone that can equip it if you want them to be your anchor either.
Yeah, that's very true. You can get yourself into some interesting situations with agility there.
It's not migrated too far from the waterfall. It's heading on over to Antlion Cave. Edge is showing off why he is such a good character in the early game. I'm curious how many turns Octomom's actually going to get. Oh, there's one.
Right, that flame spell just really carries the early seed a lot of the time.
Yeah, and Edge's agility being so much higher than the agility of the bosses in the early game means that if he's in the center controlling everyone's relative battle speed, that it's really slowing them down.
And short work of Octo there, and JMac is going to get a package. One of my least favorite checks.
but it is a boss check. It's a bit time consuming, but we are on a boss hunt.
I
We won't get a
I'm yeah, I'm definitely of team get the package check done early. I don't know. Just do it, get it out of the way, you know.
Yeah, we won't get a character there the way we do on some other flag sets. See no earned is one of the flags on the Blue Moon flag set, which means the only spot we find characters are these free checks that our runners have taken care of early. Then the package has never had a key item check. The key item for Bedward means that wherever Demist is, it's not going to unlock a key item, so it's strictly for that boss check. And it's a long check, I get it, but it's also one of the spots that you just don't have access to with just a hook and a darkness crystal. So the more of those you can get a hold of, the sooner you can put yourself in face check mode.
Right, and you know, you don't really want to get on, like later on a haunted seeming moon and realize like, oh, there's the package down on the blue planet that I still need to do. So feels good when you hit it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, most checks work out that way, to be sure.
Right,
Feels great when it pays off. Feels bad when it misses. It's all part of playing the odds and figuring it out. If I were better at that, I might still be in this tournament.
You know, feel that way too.
The promise of good loot in the Chocobo forests has turned out to be an illusion.
Ooh.
With that, the Bardic Panda is going to hope for better loot in actual Mountain of Ordeals. There's that Soma drop that JMac found earlier, some mute arrows. I wasn't paying attention when JMac came here. I don't know what the loot is.
I don't think there was anything that spectacular. We have a bell, yeah, up on Hobbs. No.
You could just stay there. Goodbye. Especially since JMac doesn't seem to want to bring Kane along. Bardic Panda going with that more melee route is dismissing Palom and sticking with Kane.
And yeah, both of the party comps are very, very, very strong and super valid. So
3 warriors, a certain summoner for warp, and possibly black magic. Though I'd be surprised if the Bardic Panda put in enough levels to get to nuke. But more importantly, we have a vanilla objective over on JMac's side.
Look at that. Yeah, and Edge is definitely burning through the vanilla with flame there.
Yeah, having that having that early AoE access is wonderful for dealing with this. That's a water hag, the Bardic Panda. Heads up.
Yeah, not the blue robe that you'd like to see.
No. Gauntlets up here on Ordeals, if you were hoping to have Edge get you through them, are a little trickier than normal. There's a fair amount of monsters up here, souls and spirits that absorb flame, so you gotta be a little more planned out than just flame on.
It's very true. It doesn't stop me from just using it anyway, just to get rid of the skeletons, but...
It works. That is definitely one way to deal with it. Burn the rest and then cut down the souls once they're the only things remaining.
Worst fight in the game, the Sword Rat Needler fight. I hate it.
And JMac made sure to save a Stardust for that
beautiful
fight. So, Bardic Panda also finding an objective in the form of a somewhat talkative boss, Dark Elf, though, to be fair, it's just one knee change. It's not that bad.
It's very true. There's worse offenders in free enterprise for sure. Yeah.
JMac getting a hold of an Earth Crystal for defeating Fabul. Some runners like to fade Fabul, especially with a pan in hand. But depending on how valuable that treasure is and what bosses are in Zod, this could be very rewarding.
Looks like she's zipping right over there to check that out.
Did we get the right turn? I mean, probably. Sure enough, we do. I mean, hard not to check it at 12 minutes with this party.
Right, yeah.
And that means it is time for everyone's favorite game.
Raid that treasury!
Stardust Rod, ribbon, heroin robe, another ribbon, white spear will do for now, inventory boss, as one does when one raids the treasury. Oh, I missed the crystal ring and the white spear. Nice. Thank you, Possum. Yeah, that's...
Yeah, decent. Yeah, absolutely. A lot of nothing that's like a major showstopper in there, but a lot you can use.
I'd rate it as only Eblin for a holy sword out of 10. Because as far as the surrounding gear, it's pretty solid. Yeah, there's no sword for Edge either, but like, if one T8 had managed to slip into that treasure, treasury, I'd be willing to fade Castle Eblin.
Yeah, I think at this point I would still feel like dipping the Eblin Castle for sure.
Dipwood Palom is also in the seed as a black mage, though only JMac is keeping Palom in the party for now. Yeah, this is not... You've got Cecil in the seed, you're getting to ordeals even sooner than normal, and with 3 bosses in a boss hunt, you weren't staying away for long anyway.
Right. And I think, back to the treasury, the only thing Cecil, or the best thing Cecil will have after he becomes a paladin would probably be the rune axe there too. So another reason. Oh no, I do see a lightsaber in JMac's inventory there. Yeah, actually missed that. Well, that's fine. That could take you all the way if you needed to.
Yeah, lightsabers, moderate. It will do the job for most of the seed. You'd prefer to have a heavy stick to just melt things down, but you can get through with just that if it comes down to it. Oh hey, speaking of bosses that like to talk.
Another chatty boss on ordeals. Ordeals, truly an ordeal today.
Yes, lightsaber. There are, 5 holy swords in the game? There's the fabled Lightbringer from the Supersmith. There's the Crystal Sword, and the Excal, which isn't that bad. Then there's the lightsaber, and then, as Possum Morpheus is pointing out, there's the real holy sword that no one talks about, the Legend Sword.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that the Flandango was a holy sword. Thank you, Engadave. Honestly, if you're resorting to hitting somebody with a legend sword, something is going horribly wrong.
So I think Panda just found the sand ruby up there. I was looking at the other side, but...
Yeah, no character there, so you're just one step closer to 10 key items, and that is all you're going for.
And Panda is definitely checking Fabul here.
Not gonna fade Fabul, not gonna have that punish. So we get ourselves a little bit of fun crisscross. Quick moment to let you all know that there's another race later on today, isn't there?
Yeah, I believe we have a Red Moon waxing race to see. Not quite sure of the time. I can pull that up really fast.
I see it now. 10 p.m. Eastern on this very channel. Rybon and Possumorpheus will be facing off, and I believe that's game 2.
That's gonna be a really good one.
Yeah. Game 1 was a great match. I will not spoil it for you. No spoilers. But yeah, the other one that's being restreamed, there should be some other matches later on. There might be some other matches going on. But that's the other one being restreamed. Thank you, chat. Zold versus Beer Nerd facing off at 6 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
That'll be on Khadgar.
Yeah, there we go. I was just looking at that one.
Awesome. So, something to do while between the restream matches. Go check that one out and cheer them on. I've seen each of those runners at various points in the tournament. I have no doubt it'll be a great show.
Definitely. And JMac hitting Dr. Luge there, and we are getting through the gauntlet over here on Panda's side.
Here, have a soft.
Thank you. Said no one.
Sadly, the Imps did not choose to drop an hourglass.
Yeah, they can occasionally drop hourglass ones, is that correct?
That is absolutely correct. And it feels good when it happens. JMac's done with her part of this crossover first, so probably be the first of the runners to give us some new territory to cover.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where JMac goes next. I'm thinking maybe an Evelyn Castle dip here.
I agree. That would be my guess as well. Looking, again, Light Sword is serviceable, and if that's what you have to take to a Z fight, you'll still be able to put out decent damage, but it's hard to turn down the chance to get a bigger sword. It's likely enough on T Wildish that you'd end up feeling that you were a bit behind a hypothetical opponent that had managed to find a better sword.
It's very true, and they definitely like to hang out in Castle Eblin, so, you know, you would have it in the back of your head the whole rest of the seed if you didn't look.
And the Bardic Panda, having kept a certain summoner, will be checking to see what the free summon is.
Looks like we've got a mage.
I mean,
Pretty lackluster.
it's better than Imp, but
You know,
take a quick loot at the back of Hobbs, another out-of-the-way location that can roll high on the loot.
nice little Stardust Rod there, but I do believe one of our runners already has one. I can't recall if it's Panda or not.
It's JMac from the Treasury, I believe. So whenever Panda gets
Gotcha.
around to looting that, that'll be another one. So how do you feel about that, Val? No? Not today?
I'm not feeling
Even
that
with
Val.
Kane?
Yeah,
Even
come
with
on.
Kane? That's fair. That's fair. Barbus the Black in chat pointing out that Cockatrice is better utility type summon than Mage, and that's a good point. Just bring it up on those eggs and just be done with it. Or I've seen Mage find some niche use, but it's extremely rare.
I don't know that I've ever used Mage at all. So
I personally haven't. I think I've seen somebody get stuck in a boss fight where it was their one thing they could do that would target the status, but it's a bit niche.
absolutely.
J-Mac struggling with this pesky Lamia, but gets through.
The monster chests in Eblin can be kind of difficult.
Yeah, that's part of what makes the loot here so high, is the struggle of those chests. Samurai bow's not what J-Mac had in mind. We already have an arty bow at home. Package reward incoming for the Bardic Panda.
I don't hate seeing a silent staff over on J-Mac's side.
Agreed. It's a solid stat stick for a white mage, and in a pinch against the various mage bosses, you can take a swing and go bonk. Longsword! We have.
Yeah, that's the best edge weapon we've seen, right?
It is.
Yay.
It's sad. It's sad that we're celebrating the presence of a longsword, but it's also a legitimate reaction. Bardic Panda gonna put off Eblin Castle for now. Looks like Climb Up Zot is in play.
Little treasury detour.
Oh, well, that's right. Panda had not yet raided the treasury. Forgot about that.
I'm going to find all of the reasonable and adequate items.
Pretty much. The ribbon and the crystal ring is a nice combo, though. You can slap both of those on the same characters, and they can just look at Golbaz and say, who's laughing now? The ribbon will protect against the demolish, and the crystal ring will ignore the hold gas. Plenty of time to put a veil up and deal with it.
That is definitely a thing of beauty.
Dang it, I missed the Mad Ogre loot. Did you catch it, Flossie?
I did not, unfortunately.
Chat, help! Ooh, an Avenger.
Ooh, an
That's,
Avenger. Okay.
That's
yeah.
Definitely worth taking note of.
Absolutely. That actually can be quite the game changer.
Yeah, the Avenger, because of FF4 things, does a lot of silly things. It doesn't have the attack power of a lightsaber, but it's much more valuable. It will give you plus 10 to strength and plus 10 to agility, but it automatically applies the berserk status.
Great, so unless you are Cecil and you're wearing that crystal armor, you're going to be swinging as long as you have that sword equipped.
Well, that's another part of the beauty of the Avenger. It doesn't care about your crystal armor. It is the one way.
Oh wait, oh no, you're right.
It is
yeah,
the one way with crystal armor that you can get berserked. But another reason the runners love it is that if you switch from your weapon to an Avenger mid-battle, as long as you don't put a command in, then you'll retain the abilities of your old weapon. So when we speak of Crystal Avenger Cecil, that's what we're referring to.
And that's definitely a scary thing.
It's also nice that if you get revived after using the Avenger, or something tries to take away your berserk, like Zeromus' black hole, the Avenger just says, nah, I'm just going to make you berserk again. I have no patience for this.
Really really great in a seed where you don't have a white mage and or access to Bacchus wines.
Yeah, definitely. Between Avenger and Rosa and anyone that kept Tella, there's ample sources of Berserk. We may not need to go with the drunken party plan.
Right. And we have dolls in the Magus Sister spot here. Shouldn't be too big of an issue.
Yeah, could get big dolled if the party is a little aggressive. There's enough hit points that those cows might be a little bit resilient, but it's also doable. Yeah, 9k, and I want to say, chat, call me out on this if you're wrong, that the dolls combined get 3/4 of the hit points, so they each have 1/4. So if I'm right about that, you're looking at about 2 grand? No, only 1 grand? Thank you, Possum. Stop
yeah.
on one of the dolls, but the other doll was still active, and that's all it takes.
It doesn't seem fair, does it?
And as Possum's pointing out in chat, Hallam has learned Quake, and that will burn through the dolls in one spot, in one shot. That's a big part of why Hallam is such a valuable character. Quake's a strong spell, and for Hallam to learn it as quickly as he does is, quite frankly, a little absurd.
Yeah, he definitely carries later mid through late game quite a bit with that spell.
Here comes the Quake. Balls taken.
Done.
Yeah. 2200 on the low roll. We're good. Gets through it, but the Bardic Panda got here first and still has a lead. Dips back out to save. And we have a Sparkle at Dwarf too.
Give a little bit of information there. Along with our Sparkle we already know about from the Viking spot.
Yes, indeed. So, we just have some yellow-eared piggies that could mean a lot of things. I'm not sure. By the time I figure out what it could mean, we're going to see the boss.
Definitely. Well, here we have Bullseyes.
This, you know, if somebody isn't wearing that combination that we talked about earlier of the ribbon and the crystal ring, this could be angry. This spot has some obscenely high magic power for its place in the game.
Yeah, Rosa dodged that on Panda's side, so she is well equipped.
Now, I think on at least one runner's side, Rosa's wearing that combo and has the ribbon on. Okay, so 3 alive. But again, no one here is going to stand up to these spells. So let's either get a Veil up or it'll be time to play Life Roulette. Here comes the Veil.
Yeah, quite a lot of magic power here in this spot, so...
Blam. Which is, you know, convenient whenever Golbez gets around to actually hitting the character with the veil.
Right. I've heard that happens occasionally.
Yeah, as long as you don't have other characters up. Bardic Panda trying to revive some people, maybe for some XP.
And
Besides,
J-Mac,
enough is enough.
yeah, J-Mac's through had Rosa and Edge swinging, so... Oh, and Panda's through as well.
J-Mac slipping out in front of what's a very tight overworld clear so far. But that is now 3 out of 7 for both of our runners as the search continues.
Very, very, very close race so far.
We already have our hook. We got that at the beginning. But we still haven't seen the Baron End check. It's got a key item and 2 bosses. You know, that pink tail
Yeah,
could be a
that-
very nice sword for Cecil.
It really could be. That's one of those checks that, you know, it feels good when you hit it. That's all I'll say.
Oh, you know, we've had this objective sitting here in Baron End 1 all this casual time. You know, I certainly don't know a thing about fading important objectives at Baron End 1. No, not at all. So just like that, that's 4 out of 7.
Yep, yeah. Noodle number 1 down.
A simple DKC here. You know, I have no idea how hard the Dark Wave hits here. Reasonably hard, it turns out.
Oh yeah, a little harder than I thought it was going to.
Oh, wait, does our Cecil have an Avenger? Oh, we don't have time for
Ooh,
justice.
yeah.
There's about 4,000 here. Let's get some darts out. Let's do this.
Justice never sleeps.
Oh, one
There
more
he
swing,
goes.
maybe?
Alright, yeah.
Yes. Well, that was fun.
Nothing you can do but commit to that.
Exactly. Adamant rock. Half a forge, if we bother. So, nice to see the objective. Definitely. Leviathan out of the way, putting us at 4 out of 7. Just looking, see, you know, we've seen 2 sparkles. Nothing says they can't be Ogo and Wyvern.
Sure. Have we actually seen any Sparkle bosses yet, though?
We haven't actually been in a position to fight any Sparkle bosses. We've just seen some off admiringly off in the distance.
But we haven't seen any on any of the checks, I believe.
Correct.
That was just Antlion at Miss.
Yeah. We know there's a Sparkle at Dwarf 2 from Zot. We know there's a Sparkle at Baigan from the initial cutscene. Those are the only Sparkles that we know about.
I'm gonna pretend they're the 2 we need.
I am here for it until proven otherwise. Both runners being a little thorough, making sure to get at least the free checks out of the way. I'll be interested to see if anyone dips the package now or if we are heading underground. Ooh! Ooh!
Here we have it.
The Bardic Panda already at 4 out of 7. Making a more aggressive play. Corey says, you know, bring back the Dark Matter hunts. This is my demand.
Sorry.
Okay, there it is. Excalibur. Shaboom.
Well, there you have it. All right, Pinktail, always get it. Until it's a vampire.
I don't think Pinktail can ever be a vampire.
Oh, that
Rat
was
Tail
just,
could be a
just
vampire.
a bad dream I had.
It could be a Moonveil. That'd be kind of like, well, thanks. But honestly, the people in this party are diverse enough to make use of just about anything the Pinktail would hand over. J-Mac has gotten rid of Kane, so wouldn't be as thrilled with the Dragoon Spear. But
We do have sirens available at the Eblin shop. J-Mac just discovered.
Get underground, scramble some eggs, and blow up a seed. Bardic Panda gonna rest at the inn. Orbs. Orbs coming in? Orbs coming in?
Oh boy.
Come on, orbs. Come on, orbs.
Alright, we're sparkling.
Ooh, another sparkle sighted.
And it's just a plague, which we will not be doing.
Bah. So, yeah, feels good when it hits, feels bad when it misses. All you can do at this point is hope that your opponent spends time on it.
Right. You just tell yourself it was the right choice. Now I know.
Mom Bomb awkwardly looks around, shuffles away. That does give J-Mac a lead. Not having taken the time to do the package check is on the way through the tower to get underground.
And Panda's choosing to turn in that pink tail as well, so we do have another holy sword. A better holy sword, if you will.
The third best holy sword. Just more than good enough for endgame. You have no problem taking Excal Cecil, especially with an Avenger, on through. Equipping now suggests that Bardic Panda... J-Mac's the only one that's gone through Evelyn Castle, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Panda
So-
has not.
So Panda, might be time to go through here, can get a hold of that Avenger. Might even be worth the time it would take. And so chat talking about Mom Bomb explode damage. So Mom Bomb's explode is the one explode attack that isn't based on the target's hit points. Every other explode attack, even the baby bombs, is. But Mom Bomb's explode attack is simply a fire elemental attack that's based on the magic power of the spell.
That is really interesting. I actually didn't know that that was the only one that wasn't. Yeah.
I learned it on CoComs a couple of weeks ago. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, you passed it on to me now, so. Oh, the black cats are still up.
Was it flame? I will show you bluster.
Yes.
Magic Sisters in the front. Yet another boss
And-
where it's a good time to have quicks.
Right, yeah, I was just about to say that Quake is not their best friend right now.
Definitely not. And how's J-Mac feeling about this Mom Bomb?
I would say probably confident.
Yeah, I would say so. Going right in without a save, taking the full heal, and we're at this.
Get those heavy hitters all zerked up. There you go.
It's a reasonably punchy spot, reaching into the back row and knocking over an old man. Granted, he doesn't have that much in the way of hit points, but still. Even Rosa, who I presume is still wearing a heroine robe, took a decent amount of damage from that swing.
Yeah, I do think she's still, heroine robe equipped there.
Cecil, however, in the back row is completely unimpressed, so
Yeah.
no matter what happens, Cecil is surviving this fight.
He's just doing his nails and swinging that sword.
JMac, set him to cover Hallam. Make sure nothing happens to those quakes. I like it. That quake spell is your ticket through the second phase if an explode happens.
Yeah, definitely might as well hedge your bets with that.
Alright, do we have enough damage to cut through?
And we do.
Skip that explode phase, save some time. JMac is gonna find a pitfall just shy of 43 minutes.
I always feel pretty okay getting to the underground before 45 minutes, so...
And especially if you've done some extra things like Zombie.
Sure. Oh, we do have the D-Mist hanging out in the tower there. No key item behind it, but...
Yeah, some runners like Keyless Tower, some runners don't. Seeing a D-Mist at top of the tower is going to discourage that Keyless Tower play, I think.
Yeah.
Scout's got decent hit points and resists the big stick in the arsenal, the Excalibur.
Right, that's very true, and it's not always the type of boss you want to just zerk through, so...
No, you don't. You probably don't have enough damage to get through before the first mist phase, and then you're eating a bunch of cold mists, which are not terrifying in terms of their damage, they're just regrettably time-consuming.
You get to learn how your cat feels when you spray it with the spray bottle.
If only the cat could understand. I'm doing this because you're not supposed to fight now.
Right.
Just stop fighting! I'll stop misting!
It's
Come
the same
on.
dynamic, really.
Chat hoping that the D-Mist at top of tower has darkness. That's
Oh, yeah.
we understand.
Well, JMac's doing the pan chain, and we get another Avenger from the Sylph there.
That'll be better news for Bardic Panda, who still has Kane, but for JMac, it's like, you know, you're telling me I could have skipped Evelyn Castle? Great.
Right. Well, you get the levels, and
True.
you can justify.
And JMac's ahead at the moment, although she doesn't know it for having skipped package. Looks like a quick turn in to finish the pan. Check your freebies. This does get us 2 more key item checks here on the pan turn-in.
Sheila she kind of likes to have the darkness crystals, so we'll see here.
What do you have for us today, Sheila? Can we call it goods?
We have a spoon, and we have the Baron key here, so...
Yeah, that's goods.
These are pretty good goods.
It's 2 more key items, closing in on 10. The dream, soon to be a reality. We know there's a sparkle in there, and based on what we saw from the Bardic Panda's package check, it's now a 50-50 shot at being an objective. And 2 other bosses that... who knows what they are.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
true, Baron
Denari.
key. All very worth it. Yeah.
And yes, Denari, that is exactly what it would be called.
The Baron key.
And yes, Funnel Cakes, you are counting right. JMac is 1 key item away from 10 and double XP. Bardic Bardic Panda is going to take a moment to try and loot from the Staleman chest.
Some RV arrows.
Yeah, not the worst.
So, you know, you can
Wyvern
use
is
them.
still out there. Might end up doing a gold dragon grind. Or even just a head grind. Party arrow's good enough to one-shot. Alternating tents and saves from our runners in different locations. Bardic Panda about to make the dive underground. It's only been, what, 5 minutes since JMac got underground, and in that time,
A lot has
Pan
happened.
Bonk, Sheila, Baron Key, into Baron, saving the waterway. Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Yeah, the key items are kind of pacing themselves well here. You're getting a lot done early.
Is this the sparkle that our runners are looking for? Or is it something silly like D-looters?
It's the silliest. It's just pale dim. Selling his knockoff Rolexes. You know? Cute. And Quake, thankfully, makes short work of pale dim there.
Yeah, not much time for dooting. Pale dim has a lot of attacks that it will respond very angrily to, but non-elemental magic is not one of them.
Some flavor of Mylon here.
Possibly an objective. Oh hey, look! It is not, in fact, a Baron Key.
Yeah, after missing the sparkle check there, this has got to feel pretty good.
So yeah, that immediate skipping of the underground is paying off. Bardic Panda still chasing trap chests, gets a siren from the Mad Ogres. This could be for levels. Not sure where Rosa is spell-wise.
Yeah, it's not a bad move to, you know, pick up that chest on the way up if you feel a little iffy. Plus, sometimes it has a crystal sword in it.
Sometimes. We're saved by Zemus and a chocobo. Can't really tell what kind when it's a statue. Without Quake, and Bardic Panda will have a little more work to get through these Magicisters. But you know, Masamune for Edge is not a key item, but it's a solid reward. Especially since JMac hadn't picked up that full moon yet.
Yeah, it definitely feels good to have Edge set early on like this, or kind of medium early on. And
JMac must have heard Possum from the future. It's going straight to Dwarf without Baron Basement.
Right.
Funnel Cakes, it's a sparkle in the second slot. And from JMac's perspective, it's a 2 out of 4, because JMac hasn't seen Plague at the package.
Yeah, it completely makes sense to do it this way.
Edge is being charmed by the flirtatious Sandy. And the rest of the party is going to have to carry that slack.
We've got some Dark Imps in the
Stabby
first slot
Imps!
here. I know, they're a little punchy here, but...
Stabby Imps!
J-Mac's gonna be fine, I think.
Oh yeah. Like, one of these parties has Quake.
Oh yeah, that old thing.
And you know, we've got a few hourglasses lying around. We're reaching the end of their usefulness. We could just go ahead and have that happen. Ba-dum-bum-bum.
And we are through the imps and about to see what that sparkle's gonna be.
I'm hoping that it's Wyvern and that Palom dodges.
Oh, Wyvern here is just always a fun treat, isn't it?
It really is. There's not much magic power here, but Mega Nuke is still a Mega Nuke.
Right. Oh well, it's the other sparkle we need. It's Ogopogo.
So, you know, that Palom's about to go, oh, I was at less than half of my hit points, and that's sad for me.
Ah, yikes, yeah. We have our Zerkers, though. I think we're gonna be okay.
Yeah, just start throwing things. That almost did the job all by itself, and we're done. And since in the Blue Moon flags the Warp Glitch is on, this is 2 key item checks if Palom has enough levels for Warp. I've not been paying attention. We can always revive Tella, I guess.
That's true, yeah, we do have options
Technically.
here. Yeah, technically. Who wants to do that, though?
He's tired. He's cranky every time we wake him up. Like, is it really worth it? I'm not sure.
We are waking him up.
There. I don't think 28's enough for Palom to have Warp with. I think he's 1 level shy.
And we have the Cursed Magma Key and more glitch there.
You do?
Second key, a little more exciting, the tower key from Luca there.
Yeah, we didn't like that, demist. Can underground we get now? Is that how that line goes?
That counts.
Okay.
It's plenty. What you did was plenty.
Siren time, looks like.
Definitely nice to do this if you are considering a little Fame Arch dip. It's good to be able to be down there and know you can beat the bosses if you need to.
Yeah, and anything, even if you're considering running the tower, anything to speed up that demist would be welcome. Okay, well, this will be a little interesting. Okay, we're good now. Do the virus. Hatch makes me a little nervous, not gonna lie.
You don't want to see it.
You really don't. Bardic Panda's done the pan bonks, gotten the spare Avenger. Actually has 2 different people that can use it, but is going to forego chasing that down, so won't be fighting Nylon Z. Instead, down to the Fame Arch to get that free key item released.
Wyvern at Queen Spot would be pretty nasty here.
Yes. Yes, it would. Ice Shield. 80 gold.
And there's the Luca key.
That opens up another boss and gets Bardic Panda a little closer to 10.
And I kind of blinked and missed the shop here. I guess it was pretty lackluster because Panda's not really interested.
I didn't get it either. Coffins you might want if they were there. Maybe a Leviathan summon for Rydia.
Thank you.
It's doing so well. Almost made it an hour.
Oh. Infectious.
J-Mac headed down to the Fey March as well. Gonna see what the Bardic Panda sees before too long.
We have CPU down here, so
We do.
it's a requirement.
And Kainazo that we don't particularly want to fight. Not as bad as it would be if their positions were reversed, but still. This will be go mode for J-Mac, except
Sure
for the
will.
minor issue of being able to get to drones.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very true. We have no pass.
Just need a pass
gotta
right
find
here
that.
at CPU.
Yeah.
And then we'll be good to go.
It's possible.
I want it to be the pass. I'm here for Haunted. So yeah, there's any number of ways to tackle this CPU fight. You could just take out the defender and then just chip away the CPU while healing the orbs. That's the basic plan. You can berserk up some warriors and repeatedly cast Blink on the attacker to make sure it survives. That's another plan. Why don't we want to just kill the attacker and defender and just go on with it? Awesome.
Well, because then you'll get globed, and that will take out your party members until the CPU revives the little guys. So it's not necessarily going to end the fight, but it's quite annoying.
It is. It's a very powerful single target attack. No one's going to stand up to it. Certainly not in this party. Another option that's available to J-Mac is to bounce a float off of a member of her party and hope that it hits the attacker. Because even though they're bobbing and weaving, the CPU and the orbs don't actually have the float status. You'd then be free to cast Quake and only hit the CPU.
I like that strat a lot in theory. In practice, I feel like I never hit it.
It is a bit luck-based. Definitely. Sylph also does come in handy here as it's single target and gets through that annoying wall the CPU puts on it.
And basically mitigates the dudes.
Yeah.
The CPU's thrown at you.
Keep dealing damage and recover from the mazers. The dart's flying out. This is definitely a good time for it. The spot's got a lot of hit points, and darts don't care about back row. About the only people that have time to cast Psych are the people that are waiting for someone else to cast Media. But yeah, Alisail in chat pointing out that the joy of the Lilith Rod is that it's
Lilith
only
Rod.
immediate.
I feel like we ran out of darts on J-Mac's side, so we're just kind of chipping away here.
Yeah, you do what you gotta do. J-Mac will have a crystal when she gets through this. The Bardic Panda, we know, and just needs to go to Dwarf Castle and then to Baron after turning into Pan. Might get diverted if he does Dwarf Castle first, over to the tower, trying to clear out as much of the underworld as possible. The diversion to the sealed cave that Luca Key is also was.
Yeah, J-Mac
Both
in
runners
that.
threw it.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was about to say both runners threw it about the same time.
And it's a unique situation to have the final crystal, but not the darkness crystal here. So we're just gonna be clearing things out till we find it.
Life staff. Yeah, because that pass could be on the moon. That darkness
very
crystal
true.
might be the only way. And if we just walked away from it at that Kenazo, it might be a while before it's found. What else do we have out there as potential key item locations? We haven't even seen who's in the Baron basement, much less the
That's
item.
true. Yeah, we've obviously got a demist up there.
Tower key is available once Dwarf Castle is run, so the super cannon turn-in could be the key item.
It's close.
Is that it? Really? Super cannon, Demist, Leviathan, Baron basement?
I think that's all we can do right now. Yeah, it's right around the corner somewhere.
And J-Mac is immediately thinking about that darkness hunt, says, you know what, I am dealing with this Kenazo now. Alright, Panda
Yeah.
going to Dwarf Castle. That's one of the good things for Panda. We need to go here and then decide nothing else matters and go to Sheila.
Doing a quick little shop check here before we hit the bosses.
Ogo is at Dwarf 2, Dubward. Bardic Panda is about to pick that up for Objective 6. Mylon Z is on the Baron throne. That's J-Mac has run through Baron but has not even looked at the basement. And J-Mac making short work of this Kenazo in a high hit point location, already in the shell. Is it value?
Kane
No.
gets a white spear.
It is a replenishment of the many, many darts that have been
But-
thrown.
Right, yeah, there you go. Gotta look at the glass half full there.
So the Z axis hunt continues.
And yeah, likely going up to the tower here next.
Yeah. 2 shots. Penguinator special wouldn't surprise me here, where J-Mac just takes the super cannon fight and dips out, hoping not to have to deal with that Demus.
Hard for me not to want to clear this area, you know, because the Luge spot is never really that hard, but that particular boss there, it's just annoying, you know, and it will take a little time.
Nope, gonna take this traditional just top down.
Yeah, I definitely don't blame her for this. Just, you know, get it out of your head, get it done.
Yeah. Making the heads up move, saving partway through. You only care about this for the key item check. Though there are a lot of things you'd keep. You'd keep a Darkness Crystal, you'd keep a Pass, you'd keep a Twin Harp or a Rat Tail in case it led to either of those. You probably wouldn't keep a Legend Sword unless you really, really wanted to forge. I'm not sure this party needs to now.
No, I think forging, as tempting as it always is, probably wouldn't be the move here.
Yeah, I will sometimes forge for the shop, but again,
Sure.
party seems solid.
I think Cecil's still got the Avenger equipped over on J-Mac's side, so...
Yeah, but land into a shot, a little support from Quake, you might push through
gonna
this spot. There's a little
probably
under
not
20
be the-
grand, I think, in hit
Yeah.
points. Maybe a little over.
Oh, and there you go. Yeah, beautiful.
Nice. We have no time for your missed phase. Sit down.
And there is the Darkness Crystal.
Oh, and that's what chat wanted so long ago. The moment we got underground.
Wow, yeah.
Darkness Crystal behind a D-Mist at the top of the tower.
So, J-Mac taking that long walk.
Yeah, we're done here. No time for anything else. We need to get to Z-level readiness. But no more fighting. Nothing else. You could Siren. You could take the ribbon fight on the moon. It's a solid 200,000 experience with 10 key items. And there are a lot of free bosses we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, that's very true. I do feel like the moon probably isn't as nasty as it could be.
Could be King Queen Eblin. Could be either set of guards.
Oh yeah, we have not seen any guards.
But that find puts J-Mac solidly in front. It would actually be a potential catch-up if Bardic Panda goes to Tower now, so now that we know that that's where the Darkness Crystal is. If Wyvern is in the Super Cannon.
Right,
But-
yeah, that is a possibility. But no, yeah.
But no, we're going back topside. And that's fair. You don't really want to fight that Deepest. We know
Yeah,
you're going to have to, unless you can turn on the pass somewhere else, but you don't want to. Sorry.
But very fair choice with the information Bardic Panda has.
About to get a spoon and a Baron key. Given that there's a sparkle there, and that Wyvern is still outstanding, you imagine it pulls in there the same as it pulls J-Mac.
And Possum pointing out in chat that if Wyvern's in Baron Basement and happens to have the pass, that could be a big, catch-up time.
Yeah. Panda would have to do the basement first play. Because,
Right.
and then get 7 out of 7 there and get the pass, and then you could skip the cutscene. And the basement first play tends to come without a save after the Baigan fight, but beforehand. So
True,
you're gonna have
very
to
true,
get
yeah.
through that. You're gonna have to get through that Wyvern on the first go without lowering your battle speed. It'd be tricky. Faster route, and the fastest route for Panda, all things. I mean, there's the direct route already that we know about. Clear this, and then go to top of tower, what J-Mac did. Might be better off just with something free in the basement that has the pass.
Yeah, that might be nice too.
Did not
And-
catch. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, I was actually just about to ask if you caught about where J-Mac's levels were at, and if you think a gold dragon grind is in her future.
I was just about to say, I did not catch J-Max levels, and I was wondering how close she was to Z. Fight.
One of these runners did purchase some hourglasses, maybe both of them, so we'll see if those come into play here.
Yeah, there's a couple of spots on the LST you can do gold dragons. Past one of them already, the same floor that the Murasame altar is on. But the other one will be coming up shortly. It's the screen where you have to decide whether you're going to the Crystal Sword altar or the lower part of the LST. Right about here.
Here come the sirens, so...
Indeed. And Bardic Panda is making the basement first play that Commander, or that Possum referenced earlier.
It's like we got a vanilla Odin down here.
Ooh, not the Wyvern. That would have been very helpful to Bardic Panda, but it could still be a pass. If it is a pass, then when Bardic Panda finishes the castle, he'll be in go mode and just needs to grind. We'll probably head underground and scramble some eggs.
Yeah, really interesting. That would be a very interesting divergence here if that happens.
Sword up, surf's up.
This fight is always a little rough here.
Yeah, you're not going to survive the Zenitsu. In fact, there it comes, and there goes the party. Don't think Bardic Panda's gonna come by for a second shot.
Yeah, it's a rough one for sure.
Oh, and the last save was outside.
Oh, look at that. Yeah.
That hurts.
Yeah, that does hurt. Yeah, so castle's gonna have to be recompleted here.
Yeah, you gotta walk back through here, and yeah, the basement play you run the risk of redoing the first fight always.
Great.
Having to re-walk the waterway hurts a little bit. So we got a little grind, we've got a little rewalk and retread of J-Max territory. I'd like to shout out the production team. Ribbon Quest rolled up this fun Haunted Moon for us and took care of restreaming duties. Thank you so much. Darth Plagal is keeping all of these bosses and key items lit up for us, keep track of what's going on. And Flossie Fern has been an absolute pleasure to do commentary with. There's links over there in chat. Give them a follow. Also, our runners, JMac and Bardic Panda, done a good job working through this seed that Ribbon Quest has rolled up. Give them a follow too.
And obviously give Commander Leonhardt a follow. Amazing member of this community, great runner. Can't go wrong.
Thanks. Those
Alright.
look like Z levels.
Yeah, we're getting the Z flags out. Yep.
That does explain the flag showing up. I'm losing track. I used to know what those Z flags meant.
Well, I could take a stab at it, I suppose.
Go for
But
it.
yeah, so we are approaching the final battle here. There are, I believe, around 600 randomized sprites that can pop up for Zeromus here. And I guess the question that they want to know is, whose butt are we kicking? That's it in a nutshell.
Yes.
Some people get hats involved, I guess.
Schmat.
And Bardic Panda's getting his crystal over there.
Yep,
Crystal.
Yep. Just need the Z axis now. We know one way. I miss Potatomus. I haven't seen Potatomus in a long time.
I haven't either, actually.
I've seen a lot of hummus.
I don't know if I've ever seen that one. Oh wow. Yeah, I'm more of a potato miss myself. Ha 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 miss, says Possum in chat. That is a horrifying one.
It is. Ribbon Quest, understandably, been rooting for Queen Beryl this whole time. Bardic Panda heading straight to the Darkness Crystal, we know now. Hello, Radianimus?
Yeah, not familiar with this one. I don't think I've ever seen it before.
Neither am I. I don't know where it came from or where did it go.
Top of the Christmas tree.
Real Larissy in chat says Hollow Knight? Is that correct?
It does look like that art style, doesn't it? Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I'm not confirming or denying.
Fair enough. Palom takes the counter nuke. And Beauty and Discovery confirming, yes, this is Hollow Knight. Bardic Panda's gonna stop by the tower key. Might be going for that Penguinator special to try not to fight that D-Mist.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame him for that.
Could be a
Unfortunately,
pass.
yeah, we are looking for a pass if we're not going to fight that D-Mist, so.
Yeah. But J-Mac letting Cecil do his thing, sitting on the menu, bringing the Cure 4 out the moment the Big Bang fires. This was, of course, the nerfed Big Bang, the first one. And there may well be enough power to not see another. It's not Crystal Sword, but it is Excal.
And we do have a Palom chanting away there, so we're definitely going to be doing a lot of damage here.
And Edge with the Masamune is keeping up on that damage front.
That's right, yeah, that was a decent get.
Okay, Bardic Panda not Penguinatoring it, just covering both options. About to get the Darkness Crystal. And there's our shake.
And Palom not up to nuke, but he is doing decent damage with those lit threes.
Rosa even taking some time to bounce a white spell off. I'm not gonna hate on that either.
Yeah, you want to do that damage.
Looks like enough to push through to phase 2 without seeing that Big Bang.
Yeah, J-Mac is probably feeling like this battle's going pretty smoothly here.
Oh yes. The main danger right now would be Wombo comboing. Getting hit with a unnerved Big Bang and then a Meteor following him right up to finish things off.
It's pretty much the worst when it happens. And here is the Meteor.
Oh, we pushed through. We missed that Big Bang. There was enough damage to only see the initial Big Bang. And that'll
beautiful. There it is. Yep.
Oh J-Mac knocking out this seed in short order. Just over 120. We'll have an official time momentarily, but either way, good enough to move on and face Engadave in round 5. GG's in chat, well done.
GG's, J-Mac.
Thank you.
So, yeah, you're here. Hi. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I just have one thing to say to you right now.
Uh-huh. Look, I was very sad when he didn't immediately do that to my Cecil hit, and I thought I was gonna go through that fight without getting any, but I got one, so it was fine.
You gotta get one, yeah. So J-Mac, that was so smooth. How are you feeling about your run there?
So in all of the practice that I have done, I have not had a jet seed like that, where I found all of the bosses very quickly. And so I was panicked in that way because I literally haven't practiced that before. And finding all my bosses before finding my route to the moon was very different. So I was kind of panicked in the fact that I last locationed that darkness, but then, I was just like, no one's gonna go do that demist before we do the demist. So
it was a
yeah.
great call for sure. Yeah, I mean, when we saw that demist there, everyone was like, ew, no way. But there was the value. So excellent play there.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I just thought that ran really smooth. I was very happy with how I ended up routing that, and I thought that I minimized my flying time, even though I might have looted a little more looking for anything, because that treasury was great but had nothing for Edge or Cecil, and then there really wasn't that much in Evelyn either, and I was like, whatever. Now I've overlooted, it's fine.
Seems like you pretty much got what you needed, because it was definitely like a vegetables treasury and not a dessert treasury, so I understand, the impulse to go grab some stuff, and it served you well.
Yes, I was happy to receive that massive moon from wherever that ended up being. So
right.
Barren trash can. Nobody
else. That's right.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I am very proud of the way I ran that. That's probably one of my cleanest runs that I've felt like I've had so far. So yeah, more seeds like that would be great.
Just get Ribbon Quest as your restreamer for it.
Look, I will request that for next week, because Dave is going to be a formidable opponent for sure.
Oh, no doubt about it. Dave's definitely done a lot of work and gotten really good at this randomizer, but
yes, yes he has.
One thing about a jet seed though is that execution plays a much bigger role. And you've certainly shown off by how you dismantled this seed that your execution is not to be trifled with.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I was happy to be able to do some cover Cecil strats on the hook route, because I remembered I could do that. So even though I don't think it was actually necessary, I was just proud that I pulled them off.
No, it was definitely, we were saying, we actually commented on that and just saying, like, you know what, like, keep it safe, hedge those bets. You want Palom to be, able to do Quake, so we thought it was a smart move.
But yeah, I am looking forward to continuing on in this tournament. Looking forward to continue to learn from people that are better than me, especially when I watch this back and listen to how I can improve even more, specifically in my menuing, because I know I am a terrible menuer.
Menuing is the true final boss for everybody,
it is.
I think.
Definitely is. But yeah, so thank you so much, Commander and Flossie, for doing comms. Ribbon, thank you for rolling me my most favorite seed I've played yet. And thank you to Darth Plagueis for pushing all of these buttons. You had to push quite a lot today. All of the key items were on the Earth.
A very
Yeah.
haunted moon indeed.
Yep.
Well, good job, JMac. Congratulations once again. Best of luck to you next week.
Thank you so much. Y'all have a
Yeah,
great
GGs.
afternoon.
You too.
All right, that was the winner of our race. JMac the Librarian headed off to face Engade next week. Like we said before, give her a follow. You see a lot more of this very skilled free enterprise action.
I believe while we were talking to JMac, the pass was behind the cannon room, right?
Yes, pass was the reward for completing the Super Cannon
Interesting.
Room.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Hilariously enough, the Penguinator would have been an amazing play. Take out some Baron Guards, get a pass, and just head straight to Z, which is exactly what the Bardic Panda is about to do.
Just getting those eggs cracked. And it's always nice when Edge can one-shot him, because I always feel like he's just like right at like 20, HP under the egg level
Right.
every single time. Yeah.
That 1800 damage, until you're pretty much ready to fight Z, is hard for him to reach. And we're getting close there now. Kane at full hit points would be able to survive even a 9-roll Big Bang. Cecil's already there. Rosa, if she can get one dodge, will survive an 8-roll, most likely. So, we're pretty close.
Yeah, you feel pretty okay when Rosa's over 2,000, but it still can be a little bit dicey. So you have the sirens, you might as well do them.
Yeah, we might be just taking Riddy all the way to Nuke at this point.
Sure, and I'm also wondering about Panda's anchoring situation here too, if there's going to be a swap out that we'll see.
Yeah, could swap, could just settle for somebody at 28 agility. That's the perfect number to finally get Zeromus down to RA2 while not slowing your party down any more than necessary. And it looks like he contemplated a swap and then said, you know what, whatever, we got this.
Right.
So, if this goes off without a hitch, which is quite possible at these power levels, though never take Z for granted, probably end up with about a 10-minute gap, which not that long, honestly.
No, not at all. I mean, it's, both of these runners are really, really great. It's interesting to see like where the different choices can take you. And we aren't going in there with Kane, so...
Yeah, Kane in the middle. Haven't had a look at what his agility is, but... just roll on it. I'm a fan.
There's a lot of power behind this team, so... see if the agility ends up being a factor at all.
I still missed our Sea Hero tournament of a while back for the way that it had runners rethinking the agility situation. A lot of standard practice, for very good reasons, is a low agility anchor and 4 characters operating at maximum speed, but I do like it when the flags are set up to force you to think around alternatives to that approach.
Yeah, it's very, very interesting. I wouldn't mind seeing like another tournament flag set with a hero situation. It's challenging. You get a quick hero, you get your edge there. It can be quite the situation at the end.
Yeah, and it's definitely something that our tournament flag set crafters definitely have to work on. Shout outs to everyone that has ever helped setting up any of these tournaments. The work that goes into it behind the scenes and figuring out a flag set that hits that sweet spot of keeping things from running too long while still presenting a challenge. I'm not up to that task, not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's a real labor of love on their part too. They're doing this for everybody. We all get to have fun, so thank you to everyone involved.
Cecil takes the counter nuke. He's got the most hit points to survive it. Still sitting on 1100 when the nerfed Big Bang comes through. And managed to shrug off enough of the Big Bang that he's standing. Kane helping his friend out.
He's
Feels
a good
weird
guy
to say
after
that
all there.
about
Yeah.
Kane, but
Kane.
you know, credit where it's due. Not gray-faced by Asura. Good times.
Yeah, Rosa's definitely dealing her own fair share of the damage here.
Yeah, we've seen at various points Artie Bow, Artie Arrows, Heroin Robe. High level Rosa, yeah, you can get some things happening. Kane sitting here could be to attempt a nerf, or it could just be to toss a healing potion at somebody. But with the damage that's putting out, like 3 Zerkers in the 3,000 or 2, or probably averaging about 3,000 apiece. I wouldn't be surprised if we missed this Big Bang, same as JMac did.
Yeah.
Here
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I think I just saw Panda throwing a crystal out. Yeah, there it is. To attempt to nerf this here.
Yeah, might be. It's going to be close. Maybe a little bit too soon. It was queued up before the first Berserker wave. We'll see. Kane doing a reasonable job of shrugging that off.
The counter nukes have been feeling pretty okay.
Oh,
You did get the gray-faced Azura though, so didn't get the cure off.
Yeah, Kane could still survive this if it was a quality nerf, but it actually looks like we got the damage and pushed through before the Big Bang. Try again with that Azura.
You always love seeing those cure 3s in your inventory.
Yes, definitely helpful. Lets Kane play his chemistry. Understandably, Kane not willing to trust in Asura, but here it comes and everyone's fine. Jeez. The healing for Asura gets me every time.
Oh, I know. It's so good when it's good.
It's based off of Radia's wisdom, and it heals the full amount to the entire party. It's not weakened the way a Cure 4 is when you heal everybody. And sure enough, the Bardic Panda has enough power to have to shrug. My words are failing me. Enough power to only see one Big Bang. That's what I was trying to get at.
I tried to say it too, so don't feel bad.
And there it is. Flash, crackle, boom. Bardic Panda gonna get through. 135-ish. GG's.
Very good time. GG's, Bardic Panda.
And we've gotten word that Bardic Panda will not be joining us for a post-match interview, which is perfectly fine. Runners always have the option to join or not join as they wish. So, as our Hollow Knight opponent fades off, into the distance. That is going to do it for our broadcast. We do have some more things coming up. As we mentioned earlier, Zalday and Beer Nerd will be on the Khadgar at 6 p.m. Eastern, and this channel will be live for Possum and Rybon, Match 2. I'm not going to tell you how Match 1 went. You've still got time to go catch that VOD if you need to catch up.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a good one.
And also, in the meantime, we've located some more free enterprise action, right?
I believe we have Escrunt, yeah.
Yeah. Escrunt, the creator of a lot of different ASICs, always tinkering with flags.
Is looks like doing it right now, so we will be moving on to their stream. Yeah, well, that should be a good one. Keep the free enterprise going for the day here.
But yeah, once again,
Yeah, it's
the various people on the team and the runners, their links are all over there in the chat for their Twitch channels: Flossy Fern, Riven Quest, Darth Plagle, Bardic Panda, JMac. Follows all around, all sorts of good
Commander
stuff to
Leonhardt.
see on those channels. And follow that guy too, I guess.
Yeah, no, yeah. Yeah. So wonderful race. We have a lot more to come for the day. It's been a really fun one.
And when we head over to Escrunt, don't spoil the race. Just the usual, it was a good race. It was fun. But, leave it at that. No mention about times, who won, anything of that sort. People like to go watch the VODs. Let them come in and be completely surprised by this haunted moon and other shenanigans.
Yeah, definitely. Let them do the work.
Do 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 do.
The dudes.
Do 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 do.
Dude.
Do do
Oh
do do do.
man.